I mean, the problem with science, ultimately, if you try to use that as the solid rock, is that it's constantly shifting depending on the current theories. It's not a static place. And that just makes it an unsuitable anchorage. They used to tell us that we have vestigial organs and vestigial bones, for example. That was taught, I think, until fairly recently. Perhaps you'll still find it in some textbooks. The very appendix was considered to be a vestigial organ because they didn't know what it was for. They didn't understand it. And when I was younger, I almost had my tonsils removed, and they, I think, were considered to be quite some quirk of evolution, that we had such things, because they didn't understand their nature and their function. And that's as recently, that's my lifetime, 70 years. It's an ever-shifting field. That's the problem with it. There's nothing wrong with scientific inquiry, but again, if you're not starting from solid ground, you can go into all sorts of backwaters and fantasies. That's why science isn't suitable. That's for the atheists, I suppose, if any atheists hear this. Because they say, well, you're just relying on the dogma. This is what I was told. The Bible is just dogmatic. Anything but. That's somebody who hasn't read the Bible. There's a great difference between the truth and dogma. Dogma you'll find in different faiths. The kinds of faiths where they don't speak to you if you leave it, or they cut your head off or something. Those things are still practiced to this day. There are people who excommunicate members of their community because they don't hold acceptable views in their eyes. They don't cut their heads off, but they send them to Coventry almost. They don't invite them round. They're no longer open and friendly with them. They're only open and friendly with people who agree with them, who somehow support their inflated idea of themselves. I hate those shunning practices. They do it in the church also. Not so much in the modern weak church, but in some of the more faithful assemblies, they will practice shunning. The Jehovah's Witnesses are known for it still. Just a very wicked practice. I hate it. And when I know that somebody practices shunning in their life, or they've done it with other people, if I don't see that person for a little while, I always think maybe I've been shunned, and I just wouldn't know, would I? I probably have been shunned from different types of assemblies. It's hard to tell because the whole thing is done in a slightly underhand way. It's never declared. You're never accused of anything, but you're quietly dropped. I don't like that practice, and I think people need to be careful of what they're doing on the basis of their philosophy. We do have an obligation, really, of care and kindness to one another, even people that you disagree with. So it would seem. God bless again.